Hey friends, today I wanted to talk about anxiety, and that's what this weekly vlog is going to be about, because I think it's important to normalize not always feeling 100%, and it's just something that's really important to me to be able to share with you guys. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to get some of my fun weekly vlogs. I'm going to be in San Diego here soon when this video comes out, and you guys are really going to like that video too, because Tuna's traveling with me. He's never done that before. And also hit like if you are struggling with any type of mental health illness or just something that you struggle with periodically, and know that you are not alone, and I am 110% here for you. So I want to talk about anxiety because it's something that I've been dealing with a lot more lately, and it wasn't something that ever used to be a problem for me. And I find that the older that I get and the more, I would say, set in my ways, I'm literally only 23, but I can tell that this is something that I need to address for myself. And I've been working on it, but I know that there are other people out there that maybe don't know how to take those steps or don't feel safe or supported in doing so. And I want to make sure that you know that this is a really safe place for you. If we've never met before, hi, I'm Coach Lo, or my name is Lauren. I am a fat loss and lifestyle expert for busy, high-achieving women. I work a ton on habits and mindset and things that you can do in your day-to-day life to actually help you achieve the body and the goals that you want, and not just throw macros or a training program at you. So, anxiety. Wow, the biggest place that I see anxiety come into my life is when I don't have control over what's happening. For example, I just got back from a Colorado trip, and the anxiety that I had going into that trip was insurmountable. I was anxious about what I was going to eat, if I was going to move my body, if I was going to be asked to drink, if I was going to be bothered about going to bed, if what I was going to wear, what I was going to pack, and because I was going with 10 people, I didn't get a say in those things. I have a problem doing things with other people, for sure. I loved going and being with them, and they were amazing people, but I just have an anxious problem of not being the one deciding everything, you know? And I'm feeling a very similar vibe. I'm going to San Diego in 3 days. I'm going to be there for 10 days, and I'm going with a different group of people. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see them in person because we all work online, but I'm very anxious about my routines and doing them the same way that I want to, and being able to show up for my clients in the same way, which I've never struggled to show up for my clients. I know that that's going to be something that's not a problem for me, but it's an internal fear of feeling like I'll let them down. I know that I'm not going to. And I know that I'm a fucking amazing coach, but we all have doubts and fears sometimes in our life. And some things that I'm doing what are some other examples? I have a ton of anxiety around riding horses, which is why I do it. And a ton of anxiety around snowboarding, which is why I do it. Because in both of those scenarios, I have to push myself to get better. Physically push myself. With snowboarding, I have to be okay with going faster, and my brain immediately goes to all of the things that are going to injure me or hurt myself. And same with horse riding. In order to get better, I have to do faster gaits or be able to ride a horse faster, more technical, more balanced, things like that. And in both of those scenarios, it's harder for me to release control, to try, to know that I'm going to fail, and to keep trying after the fact, because I'm scared of failure. And a lot of that comes from a perfectionist mindset, needing to control everything, needing to know everything that's going to happen and know what's going on is something that I really struggle with. And I think that's where a lot of this anxiety is coming from. And to counteract a lot of this, I don't push it away, but I ask myself in the moment when I'm struggling, things like, why do you need this to be perfect? What's the worst that happens if you fail? Don't you want to get better? I take deep breaths a lot. I'm always literally always. And I am always challenging my brain because, You guys, if I've learned one thing about mindset work is that your brain is going to do what it's comfortable with, which is why this is such a struggle for me, because for so long I've just done what I'm comfortable with. For example, I'm learning to run. Right now I'm going to run a 10K, so I'm training for one. And it's really easy for me to get better at running, because it's not easy, but I don't have the same type of anxiety around it, because the worst that happens is like the run sucks and like I'm out of breath. But my legs, I can always push them harder. And so the worst that happens is like I'm out of breath. And the same with work. I can always get better at it, because the worst that happens is I work more than 8 hours a day type of vibe, you know? And so I really feel a lot of that scarcity when I'm faced with like a physical injury, honestly. And like the physical injury with traveling is like being out of my routines, not feeling confident, not feeling happy, or worrying that I have to compromise my values and what I want to do for other people. And I'm not going to. I'm very good at standing up for myself, but it's like this internal worry that I have. And so when you're worrying about anything or have anxiety, take a deep breath. And separate yourself from that worry. Don't let it snowball. I know that's easier said than done. But take 10 minutes, a whole day, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, as long as you need to separate yourself from that worry. And I want you to write a pros and cons list. This helps me at least. Write what is good if you do that, what's bad if you do that. And then ask yourself why you want to do that in the first place. Why do I want to travel to San Diego with Tuna, my dog? Because I bought him because I wanted a small dog I could travel with. And then I knew that the first travel is going to be stressful. And I want to go to San Diego to get out of my little bubble. I need to practice traveling with other people. I'm bad at it. I went to London by myself for a week this year because I didn't want to travel with anyone else, because I'm uncomfortable asking and accommodating my plans with other people. That sounds so selfish saying it out loud, but it's for sure a coping mechanism for my stress and anxiety. And I want to get better at that, and I need to go do this in order to do that. I'm also always practicing being busy with my fitness goals, also with my business and my brand. So being able to travel and keep up with those things is really good practice. And it's what I coach on. And if I can't practice what I preach, who am I? I know that I'm good at that, and that's not really a worry of mine, but that's just a reason why I'm going and why I'm choosing to push past this fear. And I choose to horse ride because it's so fun, and I love that connection with the animals, and I've wanted to my whole life. I chose to snowboard because Austin really loves it, and I want to get better at it because I want to be able to say that I pushed past my fear and got better at something, honestly. And so what's your why? Why are you pushing past this fear of yours? And now the really cool thing is when you push past that fear, you get to learn that it's just a thought. Your fear, your anxiety, it's just a sensation in your body. That's literally all it is, because you pushed past it. You worked it out. You worked through it. And now you are so much further ahead because of it. And you know that that feeling, that emotion, that fear, that anxiety, it's just an emotion. You don't have to worry about it taking over you or consuming you because you worked through it. And a little hint, if you've never worked through it before, you will never get past it until you work through it. And so maybe time and time again, your anxiety or your stress overcomes you and you let it take you down. Know that even though you pushed it down and pushed it away, it's not going to go anywhere, and you won't be able to go past it until you go past it. That was such a good episode. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so grateful for you. And I really hope that this episode was able to give you some insight into stress and anxiety and help you feel a little bit more related to me, as well as have some coping mechanisms for the next time you feel like this. I'm so grateful for you. Bye.